Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com, and I want to kind of talk about what I've been thinking, and one thing, I always get myself in trouble when I think too hard, and so that's why I like to talk to other people, and we were talking about the depression because. Our parents were babies at the time. Well, not babies. They were young, very young. My dad was in the United States, and he was a young man, and he was in the restaurant business. And I've mentioned I've been in the restaurant business. Of all the businesses, I've been in the restaurant business more in the way of time than other businesses. So I'm used to having food. Food is not an expense. I don't know how much you spend a week on food, but when you own a restaurant, you don't have any expenses on food. And when you own a business, you have very little expenses. I would buy used cars, and repairs were paid for by the business. All of our equipment, and what it is, equipment is paid for to maintain them, repair them, stuff like that is paid for by the business. So you didn't really have any expenses, and so I learned early on to control my expenses. In other words, the less expenses you have, the more I have in my pocket. And so I learned that early on. And like I say, training SWAT, I had equipment, and that's all. That was a business, so the business pays for my equipment. So that's why I try to tell people to start a business, and it's really nice when you make money. You enjoy the business and you make money. That's really nice, but that's not always what's going to happen. And as long as you will understand that once you start doing businesses. And then, like I say, now some people run their businesses different than I run mine. And my cousin Dean, that's a good example. He leases his cars, so he's got a new car all the time, and it's all paid for, and clothing to him, looking good, and this type of stuff is his priority. So that's what the business pays for, all this kind of stuff. So people have different priorities. That's when you're on a business, you have to put your priorities in place, because otherwise you're going to be spending too much money, and you won't make a profit. But like I say, one of the things that I'm trying to get done, I mentioned I was looking for a place on a highway, and a place with no regulations and stuff like this. Okay, this is so I can, and now I'm different. I'm an old guy now, and when I was younger, the thing was to generate a lot of money and profits and be able to do something with that for more and more. Now, as an older person, that's not that big a deal, except for, like I say, I want, it's not so much how much profit I'm looking for. It's the idea is don't spend money. I mean, in other words, whatever I do, if it makes enough money to pay for my gas, pay for my food, and give me a place to live and all this kind of stuff, then anything other than that is profit. So it doesn't take much. And okay, the thing is, I want a place where I can do multiple businesses in the same location, a storefront. And when there's more regulations and stuff, then now you're restricted on what you can do and what you can't do. And I wish I could tell you what I'm working on, and but I say not until it comes together I can go into detail and explain what it is I'm doing. But what I'm working on is all niche businesses, and in other words, the mass isn't interested in it, but just a select few are. But if that's what you need, that's what you need. Okay, I'll give you an example of one thing I do. I say, I train SWAT. I've been in shootings. I specialize in hostage rescue. Defense, personal defense, business defense, family defense, all this stuff is important to me. And I've done a lot of it. My businesses just didn't run. I mean, there was things I had to do to keep them going, and there were threats that I had to get through to make these businesses go. So I learned a lot. That's one of the businesses that I'm doing, is I'm teaching people how to do personal defense. And it's nothing, because at my level, this isn't a thing where you just do basic stuff. My stuff is not basic stuff, and so it's everybody, or the people that I'm aware of and I run around with are concerned about their safety. So personal safety is one of the things they do. I mean, there's some people who are weird and they want to dial 911. Now their problems are taken care of, but some people that they take personal responsibility, and those are the people that I help out. And like I say, there's and it's because it's at a particular level of education. If this is the particular level that you want, then there's very few places you can go to get that kind of education. And that's what I'm putting together. I can't, because I've been moving on the road and all this stuff. What's that doing? That's giving me more education. And it's putting me in situations. That's why I can talk about and do things that other people don't have any idea, even though they do get in these problems. I get in these situations all the time. Well, I used to. Now I'm not. I'm in the United States, and it's coming here in the United States. Well, that's funny, because the United States where I shot the guy in the convenience store. So that video was last time I shot someone in Kansas. And so I've got skills like that, and that's the kind of stuff that I'm kind of putting in and showing. I talked about the tomahawks. Tomahawks is very, very good, and it's something men, women, children, they all can do. They don't understand because they don't get into situations. They don't understand the value. If you know how that thing works, that thing is very good, and it's not like you need to hurt anybody with it. Just having it is it. But you have to learn how to do it. It's kind of like gold and silver. You can't just, I got gold and silver, so I'm rich enough. No, you better know how to use it. This is another class that I'm going to be doing, is how to use gold and silver. And it's on all kinds of stuff. I've rented homes using gold and silver at half the price of what other people would pay for renting a home. They say, well, when you rent, you're just throwing your money away. Well, you may be, but if you're doing it at half price, it's a whole lot better than trying to maintain a house. We're talking about what I want a house for. If I got to spend all my money and time repairing it and taking care of it. And this is when people say, well, you need land now. This is the time to have land. Well, no, this is the time, it would be if you already had your land and you had the knowledge on how to grow and raise animals and stuff like that. But if you don't have all that, this isn't the time to do it. That's why, but remember, there's people that have land that need people to work with. That's what you need to be thinking. You don't want expenses. Find ways to spend your money. You don't want that. You want ways to save money or make money. That's what you want to do. Anyway, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com.